Money. Joining me now is Michael Lee Strategy founder Mike Lee. Also with us is former Federal Reserve Board nominee and Independent Institute senior fellow Judy Shelton. Mike, let's start with you, and we want to begin because the president just put out this post, and the post is saying that the president is having good discussions with Iran. He says, "I'm pleased to report the U.S. of A. and the country of Iran have had over the last 2 days very good and productive conversations regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East, based on the tenor and tone of these in-depth, detailed, and constructive conversations, which will continue throughout the week. I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure." And with that, markets soared. Dow Industrials right now reversing course entirely, going from down 800 to up 1,000 points right now. Oil prices also reversing, going from up to down some 12% on the price of oil. Take a look at markets here. Mike, your reaction.
Yeah, look, as you're handicapping what's happening next with prices in the stock market, it all comes down to Iran. And this is a extraordinarily positive True Social post from the president. And then post that, if we start to see traffic really pick up in the streets of Hormuz, I think you could see this market really get off to the races here.
Senator,
like you've gone...
Yep, go ahead.
You've gone from overly bullish positioning to somewhat bearish positioning. And so a lot of people are going to be caught off sides right now. And so the more the market rallies today, the more it's going to rally as people cover short positions, scramble to get off the sideline and put cash to work.
Yeah. Would you buy into this right now?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at names like Microsoft and names like NVIDIA that have just been really beaten up for no reason whatsoever, and then you have this general sell-off that's going on top of it, a lot of these tech names that I love that are going to be winners over the next 1, 3, and 5 years have gotten extraordinarily cheap at historically low valuations. I'd be adding to them left and right here.
Yeah, and you know, I think it's really important to take a look at what happens after we are out of this conflict. And that's what I did with Mark Levin over the weekend. Mark, we have a postponement of military operations, and that's what we're seeing play out in markets right now. But Mike, when you take a look at where you have been able to find value, what would you say are the areas that have been hit the most in this conflict in the last 3 weeks? And where would you look to put money to work if, in fact, we are seeing the pivot to much more positive outcome here?
Yeah, so again, I'd circle back to technology and this AI trade. They're trading at the lowest premium in close to a decade to the overall market, and the forward price to earnings on the Mag 7 is as low as it's been since AI took off in January of 2023. And what you've seen with these companies is just price to earnings multiple compression, because the earnings power for these names has continued to grow. It continues to be extraordinarily robust. And yes, the price of energy does affect some of these data centers and the data center build out. But on the other hand, this AI train, this AI freight train that's left the station is not going to be slowed down for anything. And whenever you have these sell-offs, it's a great opportunity to own stocks, especially in NVIDIA.
Judy, real quick, are you worried about the Kevin Warsh confirmation? We reported first in the last couple of weeks that it was on pause because of the Tom Tillis pushback on the Powell investigation. What's your take on Kevin Warsh and when he can get confirmed?
Well, in a way, no one wants to rock the boat. We want to get beyond this impasse and just appease Chair